WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. It's been a week since United Auto Workers went on strike at 3 plants in Michigan, Ohio, and Missouri. More may walk off the job today.
United Auto Workers President Shawn Fain is expected to make an announcement unveiling additional strike targets, with the workers set to walk out starting time. But he said that could be prevented if the auto companies make serious progress in contract talks.
Fox's Sean Langell. At least 5 of the dozens of high school students hurt accident in Orange County, New York, are in critical condition. 2 adults died.
At this time, preliminary information indicates a failure of a front tire may have been a contributing factor to this accident.
New York State Police Lieutenant Colonel Richard Mazzone. The bus was one of 6 taking kids from Long Island, New York to a band camp event in Pennsylvania. It went down a 50-foot ravine after the driver lost control. The band director and a retired teacher on the bus were killed. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
And a good Friday morning to you. It's going to be a little ride today and tomorrow. So stay with us. I'm Rayford Brown.
I'm Kelly Knapp.
And I'm Lee Barrows from the Windy City.
Yeah, the other Windy City.
Yes.
Along with the approach of potential tropical cyclone 16 likely to become a tropical storm this afternoon, we had a great last night. I'll tell you what, over at Bobby Simpson Stadium at Jacksonville High School.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the game and the controversy that went with it in just a moment. But first, the cyclone to be. The latest from the National Hurricane Center has what they're calling potential cyclone 16. Likely developing into a tropical storm later today. It's becoming better organized as it churns in the Atlantic, currently located offshore of central Georgia, moving northward with the coast of North Carolina in its direct sights. It should make landfall along the central part of the coastal area early Saturday morning. Winds are not expected to exceed 60 miles per hour near the center, though gusts could be higher. If it does what the National Hurricane Center predicts, interest in Onslow County and the counties to our south will be on the less worse side of the storm. Those folks in the Cape Lookout, Beaufort, and Morehead City areas and to the northeast along the Outer Banks will see the worst part of this storm. Once it makes landfall, the winds will drop and the storm will turn back towards the northeast after it moves parallel to our coast just a wee bit. Obviously, all of this is subject to change, and do not be fooled. There will be lots of rain, wind, storm surge, and strong surf along the beaches. And for those who venture to the beaches for the next few days, the chances of strong rip currents, deadly rip currents, is high. Stay out of the water.
Yes.
Better days are not far away.
Correct. Don't even go to the. Why would you even go?
Because it's exciting down there. A lot of people go down to sightsee.
That's just dumb.
Yeah. Well, we've had some wind gusts here. The trees were blowing around out there a few minutes ago, and little gusts. Winds are steady at about 14 miles per hour at the weather station aboard the New River Marine Corps Air Station. And gusts, I don't know how high they are. I'll check some of the offshore data buoys here in just a minute or so. Now to the Cardinals. Jacksonville High last night.
Right.
Because of the anticipated nasty weather for today, which is happening, New Bern and Jacksonville elected to move the game to last night. Good thing. It was a good game with both teams coming out for blood. In the end, the score put the Cardinals on top 41-18 over the undefeated Bears this year. It was expected to be a much tighter game, and maybe it would have been. But 5 key New Bern players were declared ineligible to play at the last minute. No word yet on what happened, what caused that, what led up to that decision. The sports writers and broadcasters will no doubt be chasing that story today. What's wrong?
She lost her
Nothing.
yogurt.
Don't worry about it. Keep going.
New Bern came into the game 5-0. The Cardinals handed them their first loss of the year, ending a 2-year, 21-game winning streak for the Bears. Jacksonville now stands at 5 wins and no losses for the season. And
so New Bern was 5-0.
They were 5-0.
Okay, cool.
And we were
so
4
beat them.
and we were 4-0.
Okay, so
Which
nice. Okay.
We called up last. No, we're still.
No, we're still
We
one
had
game.
a-
We had a
game
bye.
down.
Yeah.
We're still
They
one
haven't
game
had,
down.
because they haven't
They
had their
haven't-
bye
We
yet.
have to wait for New Bern
Yeah.
to take a week off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
So anyway, they're down one game, and it's a conference game.
Mhm.
We're up one game, and it's a conference game.
Yes.
So that's
It
that part's
was
good.
a good ball game last
It was
night.
exciting all the way
Very
through.
exciting.
One of the coaches, one of the coaches that sits up in the press box
From New Bern?
from Newbert,
Ooh.
he was mad. He's giving orders down to the field, other coaches on the field, and he's telling them what he's seeing, and he was just basically almost throwing things,
Oh, yeah.
and he was
yeah.
extremely loud.
I looked a couple times thinking, what's going on? I thought I was going to have to go shut the door and lock it.
I wouldn't have
I was
done it
like, wow.
because he was just very agitated.
I would say he was more bullying than anything else.
Well, there's that too, but he was agitated.
Extremely
you
loud.
know.
I was like,
I mean, they were
don't-
caught up. They were champions last year,
Yes.
Yeah.
and they were headed that way again this year.
Things happen.
Yeah,
And, but there's no reason to get so.
you cannot stay on top all the
Wild.
time.
No.
You cannot always be there. Sooner or later, someone's going to knock you out.
That's right. And as disappointing as it may be, that's the game of it.
And there's always next week.
That's right.
Mhm.
And we all got new Cardinal shirts
Oh, we
last
did.
night.
Yeah, they handed them out.
Yes.
First 500 people through the gate last night, and we go in a little bit early.
Yes.
And we were handing out these little shirts here.
It was nice.
Thanks to them for that.
Yes. Thank you.
We have one here for Kelly,
Yes, right. We made sure Kelly got one
and we
too.
got an extra one over there
Yeah,
too,
Robbie did
to
that.
display.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Looks out.
Maybe we might have a contest one day, and
You never know.
you never know. That's
Mhm.
right.
Looks like state legislators have worked out enough stuff to agree reluctantly on a new state budget. Not everyone agrees that it's a good thing. Governor Roy Cooper has not indicated yet whether he'll sign it. Some in the legislature think it gives too much power to the lawmakers, taking away power from the people. And these are Republicans saying that. The $30 billion proposal is probably one of the more controversial budgets in a number of years, even with the Republicans in the majority. I don't recall seeing folks arguing and disagreeing with fellow members of the GOP like I did this time around. I'm betting that the Democrats will certainly take advantage of that in the next election next year. Challengers, be prepared.
Well, I was sharing with Kelly yesterday, because Phil Berger has been a huge push, the one pushing the casinos the most. And he's from Kelly's area. And they did a recent poll, and it shows that most Republican voters in Senate Leader Phil Berger's district opposed the proposal to legalize more casinos in North Carolina. And that was conducted this past Tuesday by Public Policy Polling. A Democratic polling firm finds that 60% of likely Republican voters in Berger's district oppose the plan compared to 28% supporting it. So they're saying that word going around is that he may have a little bit of trouble
May have a little
being
bit of problem.
reelected.
Well,
So- And I think further in that, your Sheriff Sam Page was where he made comments that he was strictly opposed to. Of course, he
well,
told
he'd
us
been
that
opposed to it.
yesterday.
He
Yes.
had made that very clear up there. And you got to understand, Rockingham County loves Sam Page.
Yeah,
Right.
well, for 35 years.
Yeah. He's a good sheriff, though. He's done a lot of good for the county. I think he would make an excellent lieutenant governor. And with his experience on the border, it's been a big deal to him for
Yep.
quite a while, a long time actually. He would bring that knowledge to the state, and he's fair, and he's not rigid in his thinking. So he was willing to listen. Phil Berger has ticked off a whole bunch
yeah.
of people in Rockingham County. I'm here to
But
tell you.
I was just reading too, the county commissioners in Rockingham County recently approved a request to rezone land that could be the site of a future casino. So
Well, the land was
There you
picked
go.
out. It's 10 minutes from my mama's house.
Uh-huh.
I know exactly where it's at. It's right down the street from a school and right beside Camp Caraway, which is
not good.
it's a camp for
Mhm.
disabled children.
Yeah, no, not a good
The
plan.
residents are ticked. What is more interesting is Phil Berger's son is a Rockingham County commissioner, and he did
The
not
plot
recuse himself from
thickens.
that vote. And the reason why the citizens are upset about that is the developer that is wanting to develop that land donated a very hefty amount of money to Phil Berger's campaign
Oh, yeah,
last
to
go
several
around.
campaigns.
Ding,
Several
ding, 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 ding.
campaigns.
Yeah, he's
yes.
funded Phil for, and the developer's out of Maryland. It's not even a North Carolina developer. So people felt like Kevin should have recused himself from the vote because it's tied to his dad directly, indirectly, depends on how you look at it. He didn't. But this is a mess, and I really do believe now there are some people in Rockingham County that have actually been wanting to get Phil out of office for a while because he also has part of Guilford County that's his district. So not all the votes he gets comes from Rockingham County.
Right.
And the problem is there hasn't been a viable candidate from Rockingham to go against Phil.
Yep.
But I think this whole casino nonsense, considering if it was located in other parts of Rockingham County, I don't think people would have been as upset. But right down the street from the school and right beside Camp Caraway, which serves a tri-county area, is a big deal. And the commissioners, I feel bad for a lot of the Rockingham County commissioners because I think some of them are going to get voted off. They have angered people over that rezoning.
It's going to be interesting, isn't it?
It's a mess.
Yeah.
It's a hot mess, but I'm glad we're not getting Rockingham County, as poor of a county as it is, and the problems that it has, does not need a casino, which can contributing to people's gambling addictions, etc. There's other things they need in that county, and that is not one of
Well,
them.
I guarantee you this: the casino is not a dead deal.
Oh, I'm absolutely not.
Yeah,
No.
they'll get settled in next year, and there
Yeah,
we go.
I agree.
Well, if they got the leader of the pack, if he is no longer,
I agree.
that might-
I agree.
others might
Leader of
take
the
a notice about that and say, "Well, yeah,
I hope so.
I don't want
really
the
do.
ball."
Well, he's
Yeah.
the highest ranked elected Republican official in the state of North Carolina, so we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what the power of the people, one way or the other, do.
Yep.
I just checked one of the data buoys out of Frying Pan Shoals
Ooh,
down
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I
there.
need
They
to
got
bring them
31 knot winds right now, steady.
up. Ooh,
Sweet.
That's 1.2 times that is about 36 miles per hour,
It's a lot.
and they got 39 knot winds as gusts.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
bring up the webcams.
I love that. I love to watch the underwater cam there. That's how I see the sharks.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
You like sharks?
I like to look at
I
them
like to
on
watch 'em.
that Frying Pan Shoals
They're fun to
camera.
swim with too.
No, not going to happen.
Good morning. Who's this?
Like my limbs.
Good morning, Ray Purchase, Chris. How you
Hey,
doing?
Chris, I'm
Morning,
fine.
Chris.
Hold, you better tie your kangaroo down today, sir.
Oh, I think it's going to have a lot more bark and bite, but everybody, this is going to be a rain and wind event
It is
for our area.
blustery.
I want to say this. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying it's going to be blustery.
Just a little
Yeah.
blustery.
Yeah, it's going to stay a subtropical low pressure system. I don't see it turn a cyclone or tropical storm, but time will tell. Well, I congratulate my alma mater.
Uh-huh.
Cardinals.
Yes.
Good game. Also want to congratulate y'all at the station on adding Bob Blick to the play-by-play color team. He does add an excellent.
He does
perspective
excellent.
to the ball game. Just want to also let everybody know that Southwest Stallions won last night.
Yes, they did.
Mhm.
Sadly, Northside lost, but they went down fighting.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a short. Most of the other teams were off this week.
Yep.
The other thing I want to mention, I want to do a kudos, if I could, to Board of Education member Melissa Oakley.
Okay.
She made a post on her official Board of Education page to straighten out a lot of misinformation that has been out there concerning the last Board of Education meeting, security, the pool, et cetera, et cetera. She did an excellent job. If anyone ever gets a chance, go to her
I'm
Board of
reading it now.
Education webpage.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, she did a great job. I think Robin did a great job yesterday. I believe it was yesterday, explaining that the Board of Education, the county commissioners are two totally separate, different boards, and whether people agree, disagree on their pool assessments, their feelings on stuff, I still believe security children, our staff. That's the most important thing. And Melissa was very open and transparent as she usually is.
Sure.
And I really, really wish people would stop making up things.
I agree with that. I'm reading this. This is very well written.
She's an excellent writer.
Yeah, she's going down the list. You're right, Chris. She's going right down the list, and fact, she's even putting links to meetings, time. Go to this time, this minute. Where good on her for shutting these people down. I love it.
I did too. And Robin, Kelly, you weren't there. I don't believe when Robin was there the other day, but
No, I was in Raleigh.
Well, he did a very good job. He votes his conscience. I love how he explains everything during the meeting.
Mhm.
This is my opinion. I'll get along with the board. We may disagree. I may vote against something, which he did.
Mhm.
Everybody else voted for it. Then he moves on.
Yeah.
That's it. Just move on.
And that's true.
I know that Robin, and I told him this, didn't vote for the pool.
Mhm.
We know the people that did.
Yeah.
But Melissa did a great job. I think Robin does a good job, and I think if more and more of the county commissioners would be a little bit more upfront, like Robin is. I'm not making this no, I'm not trying to promote Robin, whether he runs or not. I know he said he hasn't decided yet.
No,
Kelly,
he has
I
not
think you know
decided.
the answer.
Yeah, and y'all know my thoughts on
Because-
that. So yeah,
Well, yes, because I believe you're going to get another divorce attorney if he does it one more time.
I said after
this
if
time.
if he does this one, if this would be his last, and I will go ahead and let the public know. I don't even try to ask him for another one, or that's it. He'll be living by himself. Yeah. So
And I don't like beating dead horses. Our security for our children are very, very important. Kelly, you have grandchildren, I think, at South Fork.
Yep.
I have grandchildren at Southwest School. I worry about them all.
mhm.
And, personally, there's a lot of concentration by one particular county commissioner. Don't got nothing against them, but talking about second graders. It's more than about second graders. It's about the needs for all our students, not just swimming, not just learning, math, English, what we were taught when we were children. Rayford, even back in the days when you and I went to school, and they had boards and swept the floors, and we had to wear shoes and jeans, knickers and stuff. But knickers, but
Knickers.
reading, writing, arithmetic, and the other curricular activities are important as well. But let's concentrate on our safety of our children, and especially, if I could say one last thing, and now let's go. Us as people, when those signs are out,
Oh, God,
stop.
yes. Oh,
Stop.
yeah. I had to go to court to testify one time for one of those
Mm.
when I was a driver.
Yeah,
I got her
it's
dead to
very
rights.
Simple. If it's a 4-lane road that's separated by a median, you don't have to stop unless you're in that side of the traffic. But if it's a 2-lane road, you stop. Period.
Yep.
And whether they're letting off, I was actually at near Sandy Run about 10 minutes. Hey, what's the rush? Give yourself time to get to your appointments, people.
Exactly.
Leave early.
Yeah.
I
It's
do.
a school system, as
Mhm.
in buses are on the highway. Parents are taking kids to school. Kids are driving themselves to school. Kids are walking. Slow your butt down or leave early.
There you go.
Done.
It's just common sense. We're all adults. These are our children we're trying to protect. Bus drivers doing the very best they can. Very difficult situations, but be patient with them and don't try to go around them as fast as you can around a solid lane,
Yeah.
solid line lane, just to get in front of a school bus.
Well, it's not just the buses. It's like I was telling I think it was the sheriff in here a week or so ago, and I was
Yes,
telling
he
him
was.
the day before on Country Club Road, just after the mall, coming in my direction towards Piney Green Road.
Yep.
They, it's a passing zone there.
Mm-hmm.
And a car was turning into an apartment complex.
Right. I know where you're talking.
And this idiot passed the car that was making the turn in a passing lane.
Yeah.
Not in a passing lane, in a left turn lane.
Mm-hmm.
He passed in a left turn lane. What in the world? Oh man, I didn't like writing tickets. I probably would have taken him down and bonded him out.
It is a shame that we can't, we can videotape them if you have those indoor or in-car cameras.
Yep.
You can videotape them. I'm not sure it's not going to be enforced or anything, but the thing is maybe it'll send the messages in that you're being caught on camera. Maybe you might want to think about the way you drive.
Yep. Well, I'll tell you what, Jacksonville PD has a program. Illegal behavior,
That's right.
and it's a video of it or a still picture of it to include the tag,
See if I
especially.
can
Or if
find
you'll
it.
make a note of it and call them, they got a special way that they will go out and see the individual and say, this is what's happening.
Well, they also
All
have
cars are going to be looking out for you now.
They also have a link on their page where you can click on that and you go and you can
just
do it
upload
by
it, right.
computer.
Yep.
So I'm gonna find it and post it.
So,
We appreciate it. And y'all be safe out
all
there
right,
today.
Chris, thank you, sir.
Ray, for that you're going out on the boat today. So
No.
just
You got-
staying inside.
Yeah, you got
Well,
that
it's dogged maybe.
right. No,
Y'all
it's out of the
have a
water.
blessed day.
All right, you too.
And I got a question for you, Ray. We can do it when we come back, but I just got a question. I want see if you can wrap your head around.
You think I'm Radio Shack?
Well, I just want to see if you think
Ooh.
like I do, Mr.
Oh.
Sassy. Yeah.
Let's take a break here live on Local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM WSMA. We'll be right back.
We've unlocked the vaults, and we're replaying Casey Kasem's American Top 40, the 70s. This week, September 26, 1970. That's when the Carpenters longed to be close to you. Neil Diamond was a solitary man. Sugarloaf found a green-eyed lady, and James Taylor saw Fire and Rain. You'll hear those songs and all the top 40 hits from September 26, 1970, right here on American Top 40, the 70s.
Check out Casey Saturday mornings 8 to 11 on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. Okay, easy now. You're teaching your kid how to parallel park. Ouch. Turns out he likes to do it by feel. Don't worry, eBay Motors has bumpers, taillights, trunk lids, license plate holders, 122 million parts. Pull up just a little bit. And headlights. They've got lots of headlights. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Straight Talk Wireless now has the new iPhone 13 with cinematic mode, which lets you focus on what matters. And with Straight Talk, you can focus on getting the best deal. Our Silver Unlimited plan is just $45 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. And it runs on the largest, most dependable networks, now with nationwide 5G. With the iPhone 13 on Straight Talk, you can share whatever you want, wherever you want. Straight Talk Wireless. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for fall, and you should be too, with the Cub Cadet XT Enduro Series. These tractors were engineered for strength, comfort, and versatility, and designed to deliver a premium cut. Stop by Mills International Incorporated today and find out how the Cub Cadet XT Enduro Series is tailored to help unlock all the possibilities of your lawn. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street, Kinston, for exceptional offers, expert advice, and superior service.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455 855-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all insurances, including military. Lane & Associates serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials and many, many more at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less. Down the street on the Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, and Main Street in Maysville. Family pack T-bone steak is only $9.99 a pound. Boneless shoulder roast, $4.79 a pound. You get a 5-pound bag of chicken breast or tenders for just $11.99. 10 pounds or more of fresh ground beef is only $3.50 a pound. Pork spare ribs, $1.79 a pound. Jumbo pack chicken wings, $2.29 a pound. And whole shoulder cod heart is only $4.59 a pound. And remember, the beef and pork is cut fresh every day by the butchers at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store. And they use only the finest and certified Angus beef and Sanderson's Farm chicken. Over in produce, crisp green cabbage, just 59 cents a pound. You get a 1-pound bag of crisp carrots for just 79 cents. Extra fancy ambrosia, cosmic, crisp or red delicious apples, just $1.99 a pound. Large navel oranges are only 99 cents each. Fall squash, 99 cents a pound. Fresh strawberries are only $3.99 a pound. Rutabagas are only 99 cents a pound. And you get a 2-pound bag of Halos mandarins for just $4.99 a bag. And you get 2 8-packs of the 12-ounce size Pepsi or Mountain Dew. You get 2 for $10. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less. Down the street on the Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, and Main Street in Maysville. Remember, say big with the pig.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team. Serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967. Now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vented cleaning. And now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any other reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hampstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com. And follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax. We're on the way.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
If I turn the right mic up, it would be okay. All eyes are right now in the area on local waters, including the eyes down at Tideline Marine. If conditions warrant, the Tideline team will be taking action to safeguard the boats and the slips there, as well as those in storage on land. Another reason Tideline, the Tideline family, they're so cool. Folks that are so cool to work with. They care about not only their customers, but their staffers. All are family. The weekend weather isn't going to last long, and everything will begin to look much better by Sunday. Might be the time to get on down and check out the fishing supplies today, though. Lures to rods and reels. That will improve your chances of catching some of those big reds and specks this fall and the winter. After this little storm, you might want to head on down to the Intercoastal Waterway or the surf to pick up some of those little delicacies. We call them the spots. Great when they're pan fried, I'll tell you that. All you need is a double hook bottom rig, and Tideline Marine has those too. Tideline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street, on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Okay, potential tropical cyclone 16 is developing off the southeast coast, and it's moving toward eastern North Carolina through Saturday. We have a tropical storm advisory. Low pressure will move away from the area Sunday with improving conditions. Today, offshore, don't. Northeasterly winds 20 to 25 knots with gusts to 30, increasing to 25 to 35 with gusts to 45 in the afternoon. Seas, feet, showers likely in the morning, showers with a chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon with visibility of 1 to 3 nautical miles. It's going to be, the waves are easterly winds 40 to 50 knots with gusts up to 60 knots. Waves 3 to 5. They'll come down late in the afternoon. Sunday, westerly winds 15 to 20, gusts to 30 knots, diminishing to 10 to 15 in the afternoon. Waves around 2 feet.
Today, rain and thunderstorms, high of 73. Some of the storms could produce very, very heavy rainfall. It'll be windy, winds up to 21 miles an hour, but gusts to 31 miles an hour. We're expecting roughly between 1 and 2 inches of rain today. Tonight, rain and thunderstorms, low of 64. Windy with winds right around 21 miles an hour. Gusts again at 31. So the winds stay the same most of the day. New rainfall amounts tonight between 2 to 3 inches. Tomorrow, tropical storm conditions, rain and possibly a thunderstorm. High of 72. Doesn't give a wind thing. They probably just don't even know at this point. And additional between 1 to 2 inches of rain. Then it must leave at some point late tomorrow because at night, mostly cloudy, low of 61 with the gusts down to about 16 miles an hour. And then Sunday, sunny, high of 81, but gusty.
Yeah. It's after it passes tomorrow.
Yeah, late tomorrow.
It's going to, kind of, things will look a lot better. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
A lot less worse.
So it's going to be, if you've got like bird feeders up or like wind chimes, things like that, just put them up. I got to, I need to
all
go
of the
do
above.
that. Yeah. So that's plant hanging baskets.
Got all
under
above.
your porch, get all that stuff down.
Yeah.
This is going to be messy. You don't
You
want
might
that.
want to tie your garbage can down.
Yeah,
too.
put your garbage can
Mine's in the
somewhere.
garage.
Yeah.
Put
Ray,
it
we
in
got
the
a
garage.
question.
Shoot.
So we'll talk about that plane, the military plane that
The jet.
that they just
telling
can't
you.
stop talking about. And they released the call to where a man called 911, said this guy parachuted in my backyard. And then the pilot actually gets on the phone and says, you need to look for the plane. I ejected. It kept flying, kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
Well, anyway, the Marine Corps has issued a statement. And they said the plane was flying at an altitude of about 1,000 feet. That's what they're saying. And that has flight control software that explains what, because people are like, how would it fly without a pilot? And they said, this is designed to save our pilots if they are incapacitated or lose situational awareness.
Right.
Now, my question is, okay, scenario. If the pilot is incapacitated, knocked out, fell out, whatever this situation is, how is this not going to crash with them in the seat?
It could.
Okay, because I was like, this is designed to have it continue to fly. But if let's say they're knocked out and they don't come to, it's going to fly. How is that helping them? You see what I'm trying to ask? Like,
Hopefully they will come to.
yes,
But they don't acting automatically.
correct. That's
So-
what I'm saying. Like,
I mean,
how does this help
the
them?
chances are there are people in jets who will, I don't want to say regularly or routinely, but from time to time, they will just fall out.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen like the
I've seen
civilians
videos of them doing
the
it. Yeah.
Thunderbirds and,
Yeah.
and the Blue Knights, when
And they
they're-
just fall out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that it's just
Mm-hmm.
and they'll come back in a minute.
Mm-hmm. And but what if I don't know, somebody has some kind of issue, I don't know, whatever, and then they don't. By this logic, though, the plane's going to crash with them in it anyway.
Well, yeah, and what?
Well, I'm just saying, why have it?
It gives them enough opportunity to hopefully come back.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I just needed to talk it out to wrap my head around it
Yeah.
because it made no sense.
Ah,
That makes a little more
That
sense now.
whole story is
It's just bizarre.
strange.
But
to
only
me.
1,000 feet. That's not very high up, Rayford.
No, it's not.
Yeah, that's weird.
Was he coming in? I'm trying to remember this whole story. Was he on his way back to the
I
airport?
think so because they said his wingman landed safely.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming, I'm assuming.
That's Sam
Yes.
too. So
Yes.
I have not read any more about
I think it'll be interesting the more information that comes out on it. I mean, I'm not.
It's weird, but
The whole thing
it.
is
Don't
strange.
expect
They
a whole
have-
lot
they're not-
anytime
yeah.
soon.
there's
true. No, it'd be
450 of
months.
them of these planes. The government owns 450.
449.
True. Yeah, that's true because it says the F-35 that crashed is one of about 450. Yep, you're right. Yep.
The I'm kind of trying. We're not trying to make light of this.
No,
whole
we're
thing.
not. We're just trying. It's just so
It
bizarre,
is bizarre
that we're just
and,
trying to wrap
we-
our head around it. It's
and
weird.
We're glad that nobody on the ground.
Yes.
And the pilot did not get hurt.
I agree.
Everybody's fine.
Yes,
And thank goodness.
I
for that.
agree. But it's just so bizarre.
Mhm.
I guess because we've never really, that we know of, had this happen. I don't mean it hadn't. I'm just saying something like this because you normally don't hear about planes flying without a
My
pilot.
question, if I was to ask the public information officers,
Mhm.
as a reporter,
Mhm.
has this actually happened before,
Right.
where the pilots were just laid out for a minute or two?
Yeah. Yeah.
See, that's what I'd want to know. Is there a success story here?
Because if they said no, it's never happened, then it goes back to why would you have? I guess a what if scenario.
Yes.
But once again, I just had questions.
Mhm.
Okay. See, sometimes you just have to talk through something and then you get it.
Okay.
We were talking, you brought up the story yesterday of those boys in Las Vegas that killed that bicyclist.
Yep.
Okay. So there's an update to this. The kid this kid was caught on police body cam saying this, so they have a record. He said he would get a slap on the wrist after he was taken into custody. He showed no remorse. His name is Jesus Alayla. Yeah. Alia. Hey, I don't know. Anyway, he's turned 18 since he's been booked, but anyway, he faces 18 counts. Oh, he has a lengthy criminal history in the
No
juvenile
kidding.
system. And it gets better, Rayford. He said, I can't read some of this because of the swear words, but he cussed a lot. And he says, I'll be out in 30 days. I bet you. It's just a slap on the wrist. It's just a hit and run. Well, it gets better. And at the
It's
time,
homicide.
when they booked him, they didn't mention this hit and run. Like, he wasn't arrested initially for this. He was arrested for a warrant and obstructing a peace officer. And this was said to the
charges escalated after they saw the video posted on social
that
media.
not only that, they got his cell phone after these crazy. They're like, what is he talking about hit and run? That's not why we arrested him. They searched that phone and found a video of him being struck. It gets better, Rayford. Not only that, there was another video of him being the passenger in a car, a Kia Soul, where they hit another bicyclist. That guy actually survived.
Oh, this is a serial
Yes.
hit and run.
So they didn't even know about that, and
Oh.
they hear a voice saying "bump him," and a cyclist riding on the far side of the street can be seen wearing an orange shirt. Both of the suspects are heard laughing, and you hear the engine accelerating. And that victim, who was 72-year-old, survived. They didn't even know that he had hit till they were looking at his phone. So he killed the one guy. They hit this other guy. Yeah, criminal dirtbag is what these two guys are. So they arrested the other one. They were in a stolen car when they killed that man.
Yep.
They have so then they videoed a lot of their crimes because they're idiots. And they showed videos of 3 car thefts, 3 hit and runs.
Mhm.
And then they hit another car on the road in the video. Like they were, oh my God. So then they also show videos of them ditching that car. Then they stole 2 more cars. And an hour after they killed that guy, they stole 2 more cars, and they took the 2 stolen cars and crashed them into each other and filmed it at a shopping plaza.
Now, this is a pair,
Yeah.
regardless of their age at the time,
Yeah.
that if I was the prosecutor in Las Vegas, I would be moving to have that tried in adult court.
Apparently they are.
Good.
Now, in Nevada, an individual facing a murder charge who is 16 or 17 years old moved from the juvenile system to the adult criminal.
Good.
Yes. So,
I would think it would be any armed offense, any violent offense, and definitely any homicide.
what happened was in August when this first came out, the police did not have enough evidence after the crash to charge him with murder because they didn't. But once that video surfaced, they amended his charges to murder. I mean, he looks like a punk. They got a picture of him.
I saw it.
I mean, he is just this. These two are a straight menace to society.
Of course they are.
Menaces.
Punks.
And this is why I say, even in the juvenile system, when you've got violent juvenile offenders, or even adults, these slap on the wrist things that keep happening over and over again lead to stuff like this.
Because he knew what he was supposed to get.
And he said, I'm just going to get slap on the wrist.
Before 18, he's counting on him.
Yeah.
He's going to be a child.
But
And
he
he'll
should
serve a
have
little
known
time.
that Nevada says,
Nope.
yeah, but that's ignorance of the law. But I mean, thank God that
No
they
excuse.
had enough sense when he mentioned that. They're like, wait a minute, what is he talking about? And then they got his phone. Good.
Yeah. Well, it was all over social media, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure was.
Because these kids they want to be famous. Everybody wants to be a YouTuber. I want to be famous.
Good for you. Makes it easier.
Yeah.
Makes it easier to track you and follow you. It certainly does.
All right, we'll take a break here live and local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Love to hear from you guys this morning. 910-333-0139. 910-333-0139. You got anything you want to talk about? We'll be right back.
The summer heat has not kept Mixed Masters Concrete inside. They can handle the heat or cold and that concrete project on your to-do list. When it comes to concrete, nobody does it harder or quicker than Mixed Masters Concrete Incorporated. 3661E Highway 24 in Beulahville. Whether you need concrete for residential, commercial, or agricultural projects, Mixed Masters Concrete Incorporated serves all of eastern North Carolina. From driveways, patios, to livestock housing, Mixed Masters has the concrete and owner Scott Thigpen will gladly provide a free estimate. For on-site delivery, phone 910-298-6153, and they deliver on Saturdays. When you need a ready-mix concrete quick, call Mixed Masters Concrete of Beulahville, 910-298-6153. Mixed Masters Concrete of Beulahville takes this time to thank those that serve us for our most prized possession, our freedom, and is proud to be a part of the continuing growth of Duplin, Onslow, Jones, and surrounding counties.
If you love ocean pier fishing, the Seaview Pier Motel and Restaurant located at mile marker 18, North Topsail Beach is the place for you. The Seaview Pier is a family pier complete with bait and tackle shop, rod and reel rentals, and accessories. The restaurant serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner and features a complete menu from burgers to ocean fresh seafood, straight to you from the briny blue. With the Seaview Motel right next door and the most affordable rates on the coast, you can make it a vacation or a weekend of Carolina pier fishing. It's all here, including the fish. The Seaview Pier Motel and Restaurant, mile marker 18, North Topsail Beach, across the bridge, just south from Seas Ferry. To find out what's biting or for motel reservations, call anytime, 910-328-3172. Attention property owners, are you fed up with bad tenants, under market rents, and late payments? At Fountain Management, we provide unrivaled levels of expertise and all the tools and services you need to make owning a rental property easy and profitable. Are you ready to talk about taking the management of your real estate investment to the next level? Well, contact us today. Fountain Management, 910-455-1609. We will make owning your rental property simple and rewarding.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want to painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties. If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
All right, Jacksonville and beyond, it's your friend Rick Dees. Every weekday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., your Daily Dees, right here on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
And I think Rick Dees there for that promotional announcement,
Yes.
promoting the live and local show.
Thank you, Rick
He's
Dees.
a great guy, and
Just
he
good
plays
luck.
some really cool music. You can hear him every weekday here, right here on WSME
And he's funny.
at 10 o'clock in the morning, roughly 10 o'clock in the morning, and he's on until 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
I
when he hands
listen
it
to
off
him a lot.
Oh, I do too.
He's
I'm
funny.
in the car, I listen to him.
He's really funny.
Okay, coming up at 8:30 this morning, we're going to be talking, speaking of WSME, with Chris Rayner.
Yay.
I just got the confirmation. Chris is a host of Sports Talk every Friday morning at 9 o'clock, immediately following this show. So he's going to join us this morning by telephone, and we're going to talk to him about last night's Cardinals game. And I've got some questions about how can football players become disqualified to be able to play? What are some of the circumstances? We don't know yet, but apparently 5 of them, according to what was said last night in an interview on WCTI, 5 of the key players were disqualified prior to the game. I don't know how soon prior to the game, but
Right.
so
Yeah,
anyway,
I
we'll
was-
find out.
I
We're going
heard
to
that
ask.
and I was like, what?
Yep. I'm like-
Just real quick on Sports Talk this morning, he
Yes.
has Jonathan Bird, who's the head coach of the White Oak High School Vikings, and Robert Farley, who is like a legend around these parts. He refereed for many
Yeah,
years,
yeah.
local high school sports.
Cool.
So
Had a big good show this morning too. Got a sad and disgusting case, and it reminded me of
Oh, no.
something similar in the 1970s here in Onslow County. A Craven County man is in jail, charged with arson and murder in the death of his mother. 46-year-old Christopher Harris is facing murder and first-degree arson charges for the deadly fire on Sunday. 76-year-old Dorothy McCoy died in that fire, a fire at her mobile home over in Cove City, that's just outside Newbern. Harris lived in the same home with his mama. He's 46 years old. The fire was reported about 3 o'clock Sunday morning. Detectives have not revealed what the motive might have been. So he's in jail. He's not getting out. Good. In the mid-1970s, 1974 to be exact, not far from Hubert, right about Hubert, an ex-state trooper, ex is because he was fired, was arrested, charged, and convicted of murdering his mother and grandmother in their home in the Quail Haven region. He suffocated his grandmother with a plastic bag after tying her up. He shot his mother in the head with a pistol. I processed that crime scene. Deputies found his car in the driveway with 2 cans of gasoline in it. They think he was looking for a stash of money that he thought was at the home. It wasn't there. The theory is he was going to suffocate both of them, get the money, remove all of the signs of his suffocation. He tied a plastic bag around grandmother's face, her head, whole head, and tied her hands behind her back. Laid her face down on the bed. There was no fire, but after they suffocated him, he was going to try to cover the crime scene, set fire to the home, make it look like smoking hole. Well,
Yeah.
we got a pathologist, had a medical examiner then. That would
Yeah, it
not have,
doesn't
that
work,
would not
yeah.
have carried any weight whatsoever.
No.
A handyman that lived on the premises messed up his plans. He got out of the house. That's before the disgusting man could set the fire. So the ex-trooper, who had been fired from the highway patrol, made up a story when deputies arrived. had shot himself in the leg in the meantime, pretending that outsiders, other people from his home in the Goldsboro area, had forced him to help them look for the money. The story never flew with anyone.
Wow.
The guy's name? Thurman L. Strickland. Remember him well.
Strickland.
Sentenced to life, is now 80 years old and remains where he should be.
Wow.
In Central Prison.
Well, you were talking about that, and a news break just popped up on my phone, and it's about a Jacksonville man who could soon be free after finishing treatment at a state psychiatric hospital.
Got that one. He's 51 years old.
Right ahead.
Yep, he's 51 years old.
Bizarre.
It's another story about a case like that. And also down in the Swansboro area.
Yeah.
Anyway, this guy might be free. 51-year-old James Connolly was accused of murdering his sister and shooting his mother back in 2007. The mom lived. A judge deemed him unfit to stand trial. He's been in treatment ever since, but by the end of this year, he could be out. His now late sister's husband and her daughter feel her daughter was only 4 years old at the time, feel it's far too soon and that his freedom could spell danger for this community. I totally agree.
I agree with that.
I do.
Connolly was arrested and later deemed unfit to stand trial. He's received treatment at Central Regional Hospital in Butner ever since.
Oh, my.
Connolly may be free by the end of the year. News to the family that the family learned only through a letter from Onslow County District Attorney Ernie Lee. Lee has vowed to fight to keep Connolly confined, but he says there's not much the family nor anyone else can do to stop Connolly's release, and says the court's decision to find him not guilty by reason of insanity was not made lightly. The use of experts in cases like this is controversial. And as in another Onslow County double murder case in the 1970s, where a man who was released from a Goldsboro mental facility with a written letter from medical experts to see how he would perform in society.
Great.
A short time later, while eating dinner with his brother and his brother's wife, he retrieved a handgun, killed his brother, kidnapped his brother's wife. They went on a high-speed chase throughout that part of the area. Highway patrol, sheriff's deputies. I was on my way to that crime scene too when I got in behind the vehicles. But I wasn't chasing, not my turf. But they wound up on a dirt road leading right back to the brother's house. They bypassed the brother's house, and a pickup truck has stopped in the middle of that dirt street, that dirt road, single lane, blocking it. He didn't know what was going on. He got out. So this guy wheels up. Mr. Glancy was his name. Can't remember his first name. He gets out of his car with a gun and shoots the driver of the pickup truck to death. A host of deputies, highway patrolmen, they took him down. But they took him down. He did wound one of our deputies at the county commissioner, Paul Buchanan.
Oh, yes. Was that the one
That's
where
the
he got
one.
shot?
He was the one who got shot. I was sitting there right when that happened. I don't know where he is now. I haven't checked on him lately.
Maybe Paul would know.
Whatever. Let's take a break. You're live in local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME.
The Borough Restaurant and Bar in Swansboro is hiring. We're currently looking for experienced line cooks and expos. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. The Borough is open 7 days a week. Stop by for an application. Our sister restaurant, Il Cigno Italiano, is also hiring line cooks, expos, and bartenders. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. The Borough Restaurant on Front Street and Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue, both in Swansboro.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Coastal Bank and Trust thanks you for allowing us the privilege of handling all your banking needs, including personal and commercial loans to mortgage services. With locations in Jacksonville, Holly Ridge, Richlands, and Morehead City, Coastal Bank and Trust truly is a community bank dedicated to those we serve and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow, Carteret, and surrounding counties, and looks forward to meeting you. Thank you for voting us the best of the best 5 years in a row. FDIC insured and an equal housing lender.
Modern Exterminating 627 College Street, Jacksonville has proudly been serving the pest control needs of Onslow and surrounding counties since 1952. That's 70 years of protecting the health and property of our citizens from rodents, termites, mosquitoes, and all other pests. Modern Exterminating offers inspection without obligation. Being authorized to serve government quarters, Modern Exterminating takes this opportunity to thank those who serve and allowing us to handle all your pest control needs. If what they they'll trap them. And if you're not satisfied, they'll step on them. The bug stops here. Modern Exterminating, family owned and operated since 1952. Call today, 910-455-5122. That's 910-455-5122 for Modern Exterminating. When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843. Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
All right, we're back, and do appreciate y'all joining us this morning. The man convicted. I'm gonna try to get away from some of this old mad mean news or something, as soon as I can. The man convicted of raping and murdering a University of Oklahoma dance student back in 1996 was executed yesterday morning.
I was just reading that.
Yes.
Yeah.
44-year-old Anthony Sanchez was pronounced dead at 10:19 a.m. Central Time at the Oklahoma State Penitentiary following a 3-drug injection. Why it takes 3? One just hit him up one time with a good shot of fentanyl.
Yeah.
And you're done, one and done.
Sure.
Earlier this year, he rejected his chance for a clemency hearing. I'm innocent, Sanchez said as he was strapped to a gurney inside the death chamber. I didn't kill nobody. The case for the murder of 21-year-old Julie Buskin, an Arkansas native who had just completed her last semester when she was abducted from the parking lot of her Norman apartment complex on December 20th, 1996, unsolved for years until DNA from the crime scene matched Sanchez, who was serving time for burglary at the time. Go figure. Sanchez attorney, a guy out of Ohio, requested a stay of execution in federal court, claiming he needed more time to go through boxes of evidence in the case you've had since 1996. The U.S. Supreme Court, no. Buskin's body was found bound, raped, shot in the head near a lake in southeast Oklahoma City.
And his DNA was on her,
On her.
clothing.
Yep.
Yep.
But he said it was planted.
Yeah, good for him.
Well, here's a story I have for you. I saw it yesterday, and I was going to give it to Kelly, but I'll do it real quick. A Myrtle Beach police sergeant
Yeah, this is one I
was
wanted to hear.
just arrested for he was involved in an accident while off duty on September 7th.
A wreck.
A wreck, yes. He had another vehicle, which his vehicle landed on top. but he fled from the scene on foot.
What a
And
moron.
left his woman that he was with, left her to take the blame and say she was driving, but witnesses at the scene were able to show and identify him later that he was the driver. And
Oh,
when
he's one
asked
and done.
why he left the scene, he said, well, I was with my ex-wife and I didn't want my wife to know because I would get in trouble. And the story is really bizarre. But
So he was cheating.
yeah, he was
With
cheating.
his ex.
He was with his ex. And she at
Ugh.
first corroborated his story, but since then has recanted it, knowing that
Oh, yeah, perjury is up next.
perjury.
Yeah.
And she has now, given testimony that he was actually driving and asked her to lie for her, for
Mhm.
him.
I ain't
So
gonna lie. Let me say, I'm not gonna lie for nobody. Not my children, not my husband, nobody.
Maybe your grandson.
Okay, I might from a grandson.
Well, they found
I
him.
love that kid.
They found him at home, and when they went to go approach him, I mean, he had a gash on his head where he got injured in the accident.
Uh-huh.
And when they asked him to take a breathalyzer, he says, "No, I refused to take one because I wasn't driving." So I'm afraid, 8-year career
He's
as a
lost
sergeant, he's gone.
Goodbye.
job, yeah.
Try to get another job.
Dumb.
Let's take a break, do a little Fox News coming up about 5 minutes after 8 o'clock. We're going to be chatting with former Onslow County Board of Commission Chairman Jack Bright. And he's got some things he wants to kind of help set straight and put into perspective here this
Yes.
morning. So
Okay.
that's going to be fun. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m., WSME. We'll be right back.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. Welcoming Ukraine's President Zelensky back to the White House, President Biden announces a new $325 million military assistance package to help fight the Russian invasion.
Including more artillery, more ammunition, more anti-tank weapons, and next week, the first U.S. Abrams tanks will be delivered to Ukraine. We also focus on strengthening Ukraine's air defense capabilities.
The president today formally announces the creation of a White House gun prevention office.
The groups that demanded the creation of this office also asked for more of a plan on how the Safer Communities Act would be implemented. That law, which passed last year, incentivized states to have red flag laws and expanded background checks for 18 to 21-year-olds. Firearms recently overtook car crashes as the #1 cause of death among children in the United States.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. That new office is to be led by Vice President Harris. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1.
WSME.
It's live and local. Real Talk.
All right, 8:02, and we will be getting a call here in a couple of minutes from Jack Bright, and we'll be talking about a few things. He's got some stuff to bring up, and we got questions to ask. Meanwhile, please, over in Denver, did you see about this one? Searching for a woman, a female shooter who they say injured 5 bystanders after opening fire outside a bar and a restaurant. Happened last Saturday night in the lower downtown neighborhood after the woman, who was in line to get into a country music star's establishment there, was stopped by security who believe she may have not been using her own ID.
Nice.
She went to the bar and she began walking away. She turned around, came back, had another conversation with the security staff. Then she walked away a second time, pulled a pistol, opened fire in the direction of the club multiple times. 5 people were hurt. All are expected to survive. They've got great security footage of the shooter. I'm surprised she hasn't been at least identified by now and arrested. And they may know who she is, but they just haven't said. Good morning, Mr. Former Commissioner Jack Bright. Let me get the right telephone line up there. How are you, Jack?
Good morning, Rayford, Lee, and Kelly.
Hey,
Hope
good morning,
you folks
Jack.
are having a nice pre-storm weather event.
Yeah, we got the door open and the wind is blowing.
Oh, it's nice.
Feels good.
Well, I think we're about due for some good weather, but not too sure about what's coming down the pipe with this low system that's moving up our coast and sort of giving us a backdoor surprise attack. We knew about it, but we didn't know what's going to happen with it.
It's, I'm going to have the National hurricane folks' latest information here. Just a few minutes. It's coming down at 8 o'clock. So I'll have it on the air in just a few minutes too. So we'll see what the latest information is.
Well, hopefully we can get the system in here and get it out of here as soon as possible, and maybe we can avoid trees and limbs down and power outages. And if that happens, that's the most devastating thing, having your power out. But a lot of people like yourself has gone and purchased the generators to keep the power going. And basically, there's some people that without power, that's a lifeline for them.
It is. Yeah, it's gone are the days when you could sit around with a candle or a flashlight and just read a book or something while wait for the storm to go by. I remember those days. We used to do that.
Yeah, I do too. Born and raised in the country, you have to adapt to whatever weather event comes your way, and a lot of times you didn't know exactly what was going to happen, but we just adapt to it and make adjustments to handle it and deal with it.
Yeah, I remember my dad going to with a storm coming. He'd go to the store, forget about the bread and the milk. He'd go buy a bunch of batteries, enough batteries to power up the neighborhood, I think. But he'd get a bunch of batteries for every flashlight we had in the house. My mom would go buy a bunch of candles, and get the kerosene lanterns out. She had some kerosene lights. She had 3 or 4 of those around here.
That is very true. I was calling this morning to maybe clarify some things that relate to tourism and tourism funding.
Yes.
Onslow County, back in the mid 80s, when the tourism funding become available for counties through, our state legislators, Onslow County was one of the first ones that I know of to apply for that and get a bill passed to use heads on beds, the 3% tax on tourism, and that money would be going for tourism related events and tourism related spending, and it relieved the property tax for people like me and you that pay property taxes. That money could be used to enhance our parks and recreation and that sort of thing. It would be used instead of using property tax money. So that was really a good thing, and it was paid, even though it was a tax, it was paid by people coming through and visiting the county and the cities within Onslow County. So we fell under a different rule than they have now. The rule for Onslow County is very, very liberal in the way that we can spend tourism money. It's not like the cities. Once the cities came on board with getting that approval for the municipalities, they have a different rule, and they are very limited on what they can spend the money for. Mm-hmm. But Onslow County is very different in that aspect. I found it interesting Monday night when Lisa Carpenter and Walter Scott voted against spending tourism money at one of our parks for installation of a restroom facility. And really, you can't have a park 153 acres with one bathroom for males and one bathroom for females that was in the clubhouse that was being used for maybe another event. That would prevent any other event from happening on the grounds with that type of size of the park. When we bought that park, the Charles K. from the Boy Scouts here in Onslow County come to us immediately and said, we want to have Boy Scout Jamboree at the park.
Yep.
And that particular event draws folks from all over the eastern part of the state, because that involved having a campfire and having hundreds of Boy Scouts, visiting the park, and their parents coming and dropping them off from out of town and staying. It just seems like that Lisa and Walter Scott were accusing the staff and management and the Board of Commissioners for misusing tourism money, and actually they voted against building with the project ordinance that was there to build the restroom facilities. And I thought that was sort of interesting because you can't have a park and a festival or event without adequate restroom facilities.
Do you think, Jack, now, you know me, I'm a conspiracy theorist at times, based upon circumstantial evidence quite often. Do you think there's an intended consequence here of making that park fail?
Well, it almost seems like that initially voted against the purchase of and his reason for voting against it, and you public record when it come up for the vote, he said that he couldn't vote for it because there was other parks in Onslow County that needed repair and needed updated material and needed upgrading to accommodate the folks. So he voted against it, but then he turns around now and would trying to upgrade the park and put the facilities in there that the people actually wanted. He now votes against it. So it's almost like they intend to try to make it fail. And that's not the purpose of, I think some of the commissioners have said, once we approve a project, we need to go ahead and move forward with it. We don't need to try to, throw the folks that did it under the bus for voting for it. And that seems to be the case here.
Yeah, sounds like some people just want to fire a couple of torpedoes into it, and that's just not right.
Well, I can tell you, if that tourism money was not appropriate to be used for those endeavors that they bring before the board, that would have been auditors. We have independent auditors that pay for an independent audit that's required by law also. And if those funds were not approved for that use, then that would have been picked up by the auditors, and we'd have been brought to task as a county for not using the money properly. Also, our finance director now, Mr. Prince, he is actually a past employee from the state auditor's office. And
that's good.
I can tell you that Mr. Prince would have never recommended spending that money if it wasn't approved, for use for that purpose. It just wouldn't have happened. You have to depend on staff to guide you and direct you and tell you what money can be used for, what it can't be used for. And this project ordinance that was being voted on Monday night for the culvert replacement in Hubert Park and the bathroom facilities in Hines Farm Park, that only reason that was brought before the board was because those particular items would have probably been in the process of being constructed between now and July of next year, because you can't just build those things overnight. And that was the reason it was brought before the board. That money had already been approved for use in the earlier budget, in which both of those two individuals voted against the budget also. So I'm not sure why or who's driving the train there. It seems like there's some outside folks that's maybe pushing those buttons. I know there was a lot of naysayers and on the purchase of Hines Farm when it was done, and people's got a right to speak their voice about that. But I don't see anything that would I can't see anything that would come up that would indicate for them to vote against it. Besides that, we heads on beds. We've got cabins out there that rented all the time, and there's tourism tax is collected from that when the people stay out there. And a lot of people stay at Hines Farm this year visiting their family members that's in the military when they ship out or when they come back.
That's a great opportunity. So anyway,
Yes.
I agree with that.
well, thanks for explaining it.
Well, I hope that clears it up. The Daily News ran an article in the electronic version. I don't know when they'll send it out in the hard copy part, but they covered that vote Monday night on the two of them voting for when it comes to the vote for the farm improvements. They voted against it, stating that they didn't think that it was tourism-related funds that could be used for that. But that is far from the truth, and it just puts a lot of doubt in people's mind. Whenever you start throwing darts, you need to have your facts together and your information correct, because people tend to feed off of bad information.
Yes.
And that's the case with a lot of social media things now. And I hope that I hope this will clear it up, and I hope people will call the county management or the county commissioners that voted for that and have that information to ask them about it. Clear it up. Don't wait till a meeting and accuse the commissioners of spending money that's not authorized.
Well, Jack, as commissioners, they should know what tourism
Yes.
money can and cannot be used for, correct?
They should educate themselves. If they don't know, educate yourself.
Well, that's what I'm thinking too. Is it just
Absolutely.
ignorance?
And Kelly and Lee and Rayford, there's been many occasions when I was the chairman, and I thought that tourism money could be used for a certain endeavor. And I would call management and staff, and I'd say, hey, can't we use tourism money instead of property tax money, general fund money? And they say, absolutely not. It doesn't qualify.
Right.
And
Okay.
there is a police in action with management and staff that guides you on the things you can spend that money for.
Okay.
And they would never, ever get involved in spending money that wasn't authorized by statute.
That's what I thought. Now, the guy that was doing the proposal, that was Mr. Prince, correct? That
Yeah,
was
he is
speaking.
he's an ex-employee of the state auditor's office. He come here. He was actually working. He was a second person in charge under Beth Wood in Raleigh, Mr. Prince, and he is very, very knowledgeable about audits and how money can be spent and how money can't be spent on certain things.
Okay, I was live. I had to go back and rewatch it because I was working. But at one point, and this might have just been my perspective only, one of the commissioners seemed very almost antagonistic towards him, and I wanted to confirm that he was the finance guy. Okay, and maybe it was just how I perceived
Yes, he
it.
is the finance director. He began employment there shortly before I retired.
Okay.
And his credentials are impeccable.
That's good.
So he
they
would
are
know.
absolutely top of the line.
Okay.
Well, Jack, I noticed also one of the commissioners brought up HB 672, which is a bill that was introduced into the general legislature, but that was back in 1985. Now, if you do your research, that, there's been changes, there's been updates, and just to pull a bill and say, well, in this bill, it says this, you've got to, there's updates.
But
that
the
go through
bills
the
have been
years and stuff.
updated since then.
Yeah, a lot of things have changed, but too,
Well, the
that's
bill,
what I'm saying.
The bill, that particular bill changed for municipalities. When municipalities applied, the law changed on how you could use tourism money. So the rule that Onslow County falls under is totally different than the rules the city of Jacksonville, North Topsail Beach, Swansboro, and anybody else in any other municipality. I'm not sure of Surf City. I'm pretty sure they do tourism also tax, but the rule for newcomers, it changed, but they have never, the Onslow County's rule for tourism use has never changed. We give tourism money to the Chamber of Commerce, around 234, I don't know the exact number, over 200 and some $1,000 to the Chamber of Commerce for Jacksonville. But that money is used as they spend it. They have to spend the money first, and then they send the expenditure to the county finance office, and the county finance office looks at it, excuse me, and see it and make sure it's qualified to use tourism money. If it's qualified, we send them a check to reimburse them.
Right. You do
if
that
it's
with
not, we don't send a check.
You do that with a lot of nonprofits.
So it is a lot of nonprofits that get tourism money, like the King Mackerel Tournament in Sneaks Ferry and Swansboro. They have to spend that money first before they get reimbursed.
Yep. No.
And then they have to be justified.
Yeah, most of it's advertising.
Yeah, absolutely. 'Cause,
Yeah, absolutely.
The entry fees generally go for the prize money
That's right.
and some operating
Well,
expenses.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
all right.
That's my comment for today.
Thank you, Jack. We do appreciate it.
Have a great day and stay safe.
Yeah. Batten down
All
the
right, you
hatches.
take care. You guys be safe during the storm also.
We will. Gotcha. The low pressure system out there, generally calling it potential cyclone 16, tropical cyclone 16. It's got winds now, sustained winds in the center, near the center, 50 miles per hour. Expected to probably peak out around 60 miles an hour after it hits land, makes landfall sometime overnight, early morning hours tomorrow, somewhere in eastern North Carolina, probably in according to the Hurricane Center, generally in the central coastal part of North Carolina. And the track that they've got it supposedly on, they hope I hope it will stay on that track, not for to wish any bad luck on anybody else, but taking care of the folks back in Onslow County and some of the southern counties from here. We will be on the west side of it. We should be getting some rain here, and probably at higher levels. Right now it is, but it's not making it to the ground. The radar out of Charleston indicates that there's some stuff that is easing on shore around this neck of the woods. So probably Swansboro and those areas they may already be getting some of that mess. Let's see what it's looking like. Yeah, Beaufort's getting ready to get it. The Outer Bank's going to be hitting it. Cape Lookout. We got a little mess there, but it's going to be moving this way.
Mm-hmm.
We should stay away from the center of it. So that'll be the good thing. It doesn't have an eye at all. It has just begun to show some circulation, which once it does that, then they will be able to be a little bit more accurate about where it's going to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's take a break, do a little bit of weather. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m., WSME.
On the next Goddard's Gold, we're featuring one record label, Atlantic Records, and their R&B songs like the Drifters and Aretha Franklin, Rascals, Joe Tex, Arthur Conley, Wilson Pickett, Sam and Dave, Otis Redding, R.B. Greaves, The Spinners. Man, there's so much music. Stories, music, interviews, Atlantic Records Next Gold. Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Freedom 97.1 and at 1120 a.m. WSME.
Schools are now back in session. Please do your part and drive carefully to make the streets and highways throughout Onslow County safe for our children and our citizens. This reminder is brought to you with the best wishes of Richlands Insurance and Realty, your trusted choice insurance agency located at 207 South Academy Street in Richlands. Richlands Insurance and Realty sincerely appreciates the opportunity to serve you with all of your insurance and real estate needs, whether it be homeowners, business insurance, life, automobile, and even motorcycle and boat insurance. Since 1950, Richlands Insurance and Realty has protected the citizens and property of people throughout Onslow and surrounding counties with the utmost and personal professional service and care, giving their clients peace of mind. So trust your insurance needs to your trusted choice agency, Richlands Insurance and Realty, 207 South Academy Street, Richlands. Byron Irvin and the staff at Richlands Insurance and Realty are here and ready to help you. Phone 910-324-3133 for Richlands Insurance and Realty, serving our area since 1950.
It's not for everyone, only for you. The medication your doctor prescribes is exclusively yours to take as directed. Nobody else should be taking it. It's up to you to keep your medication secure and to safely dispose of any unused medications. Don't let anyone take what's yours. Your prescription, your responsibility. Be aware, don't share. Lock your meds.
Supported by NCDHHS, Division of Mental Health, Developmental Disabilities, and Substance Abuse Services. Visit lockyourmeds.org/NC.
So I want to take some time to talk to you about our friends at Pizza Village of Beulahville. First of all, they take this opportunity to thank our men and women in uniform for their service to our country. And of course, there's no doubt about it. The best pizza and spaghetti in Beulahville is at Pizza Village, 811 West Main Street. Pizza Village offers daily specials, and their buffet features pizza, spaghetti, and salad bar. It's a fact. True Italian can be found in Beulahville with a down-home atmosphere at no extra charge at Pizza Village. Pizza Village is open Monday through Thursday, 11 to 9:30 p.m., Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., and Sundays, 4:30 to 9:30 p.m. They even have a private room available for special events. Dine just one time at Pizza Village in Beulahville, and you'll be sure to go back. Pizza Village, 811 West Main Street, Beulahville. Again, thanks to those that serve us. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Drs. Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry. Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for fall, and you should be too. With Cub Cadet, zero turns, lawn tractors, and walk-behind lawnmowers from Cub Cadet are engineered with premium features, leaving you with a well-manicured lawn. Stop by Mills International Incorporated today and unlock the possibilities of your yard with Cub Cadet. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street, Kinston, for exceptional offers, expert advice, and superior service.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
And we are back here. The weekend weather that we're going to have, that we're having the beginning stages of it now, it's not going to last very long. That's the good thing. It's going to be in, it's going to be out. Everything will look a whole lot better by Sunday. The weather, the waters right now are not conducive to going out there and fishing, not for surfing, not for pretty much anything. Just stay home for the time being, for the next day or so. And then by Sunday, you can probably start to venture out. Be careful when you do, because there will be stuff floating down, depends upon how much water we get. Again, the stuff will be floating downriver, both the White Oak and the New Rivers. We'll get debris, logs and everything else there. So if you do go out, it's early part of the week, like Sunday, just slow down and look around and be careful, because you don't want to run into anything and destroy your boat or your motor. Those things are too expensive, too precious. But today and tomorrow might be a pretty good time. Head on down there to Tideline Marine. Check out the stock of all these fishing lures. Some guys were coming in yesterday, day before yesterday. They were picking up lures because they know that the flounder season's got another week to go. And they want to be ready just as soon as it's here. He was looking for some special stuff, and Tideline had it. Lures, shrimp that look like real shrimp on a line with a cork on it, a popping cork, already rigged and ready to go. You don't even have to do anything except tie it to your line and work it. That's the way it works down there. So stop on by and pick up some stuff, and you'll enjoy it. And then by, maybe Sunday, you might be able to head on down to the Intercoastal or even over to the Surf to pick up some of those little delicacies called the spot. Great when they're pan fried. All you need is a double hook bottom rig, and Tideline has those too. Tideline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Potential tropical cyclone 16 develops off the southeast coast, moving towards the eastern North Carolina all the way through tomorrow. Low pressure will move away from the area by Sunday with improving conditions. That's the report from the National Weather Service. Tropical storm warning is in effect. Tropical storm conditions are possible. Northeasterly winds 20 to 25 knots, gusts to 30 knots, increasing to 25 to 30 later today, gusts of 40 in the afternoon, waves 2 to 3 feet, building to 3 to 5 this afternoon, and then along comes tomorrow. Tropical storm conditions are expected in the area from Cape Lookout southward and northward too, by the way. Easterly winds in this part of the quadrant, 35 to 45 tomorrow, gusts of 50 knots tomorrow, waves 3 to 5 feet. Sunday, southwesterly winds 15 to 20 with gusts to 25, diminishing to 10 to 15 in the afternoon, waves offshore 2 feet.
When is that, Sunday?
That's Sunday.
Okay. Well, today, rain and thunderstorms, some of the very heavy rainfall, a high today of only 73, and it feels very nice outside. Windy with gusts as high as 31 miles an hour, with the average wind between 15 and 21, just in general. Between 1 to 2 inches of rain possible today. Tonight, rain and thunderstorms with heavy rainfall again, low of 64, windy 18 to 21 miles an hour, with gusts as high as 31 again. New rainfall amounts tonight between 2 to 3 inches. So tonight is really going to be rough. Tomorrow, tropical storm conditions, rain and thunderstorms. Some of the rain, once again, like some of the storms could produce heavy rainfall in a very quick period of time.
Yep.
High on Saturday of only 72, and an additional 1 to 2 inches of rain. So we might get quite a bit of rain.
It'll be wet.
Yeah.
Chances of limbs falling across power lines is a possibility.
Yes.
Spectrum Cable already put out a warning yesterday.
Yes.
This is ironic now.
Oh, don't get me started. We had a problem at work yesterday.
Put out a warning about the likelihood or possibility of losing internet during the course of the storm. This is well before the storm, of course. And then within 30 minutes, the internet was gone. I did some real thorough checking. I could get download, but you couldn't upload anything. I had a download speed of 230.
Yeah.
But the upload was zero.
We
I've
were
never
the
seen
opposite.
that
We
before.
couldn't download. We were trying to download some client documents and
Oh.
could not, from Trillium, and could not get them to. It was so
I
frustrating.
got the text, and it was just a few minutes after I got
Yeah.
the text that my cable went out.
Yep.
But then it came right back on. So anyway, I just got word from our Senator Lazara in reference to the budget being passed.
Yes.
And let me tell you what some of the local projects he was able to secure funding for.
Okay.
This comes to us, Onslow County. $20 million to the Onslow County for landfill expansion.
They needed that. Yeah,
Yes,
big
definitely.
time. Yeah.
$20 million to the town of Surf City for water and sewer infrastructure.
I think they need that.
They need
$2
that.
million to the city of Jacksonville for a new fire ladder truck.
Need it.
We needed that.
That
Oh,
one,
yeah.
that one, the
One-
series
That's what
on
they
it.
wanted. Yeah.
$2 million to Onslow Memorial Hospital for the crisis program. $3,500,000 to One Place for the child advocacy.
Advocacy.
Thank you so much.
How much is One Place getting?
$3.5 million.
Good. They need that.
Uh,
They deal with children that have been sexually assaulted. That is one of the
Yes.
most amazing places in this
And as
county.
promised, he got $5 million to the New River YMCA for the pool for the aquatic partnership, $100,000 to the town of Holly Ridge for public programming, $4 million to the Museum of the Marine for public programming, which he's done a lot getting us money for that.
Oh, he has.
$20 million to Coastal Carolina Community College for a new facility. $3 million to the town of Swansboro for Emergency Operations Center. That's great.
They need that there too.
$650,000 for the Family Court of Onslow County. $100,000 to the Boys and Girls Club for public support. $200,000 to the town of Swansboro for Veterans Memorial, which I've been talking about that, and $5 million to the Onslow Water and Sewer Authority for capital improvements. So I say, way to go, Senator.
He's done a really good job for us.
Oh, he has
Yeah.
done a good job. And then he put out a statement on the student search policy, which was passed as part of the state budget. I'm going to see if I can read this. The state budget, HB 259, as ratified by the General Assembly on Thursday, included a key provision aimed to protect the safety of students in North Carolina schools. Every student in North Carolina should feel safe in their learning environment, said Lazara. This common sense provision ensures that when searches of a student's person are required, they are conducted in a safe, secure, and appropriate manner by a school official of the same sex.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, this included text comes directly from Senate Bill 90, which was originally filled and sponsored by Senator Lazara. Thank you.
That's good. That's good.
We're so lucky, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. We're waiting a call from Chris Rayner, Sports Talk host, and because we got some couple of questions to ask him. I'm sure he'll be calling in any minute now. Real quick, like strange one over in France, a manslaughter trial underway. Unusual circumstances about the death of a man wearing what is called a wingsuit. 40-year-old Nicholas Gailey was one of a pair of skydivers who jumped from about 14,000 feet out of a single engine a little over 5 years ago. The pilot of the plane, only identified as 64-year-old Elaine C., descended rapidly after the two wingsuit outfitted skydivers evacuated the aircraft, catching up with them as they glided across the sky. You know what the wingsuit is?
I know what it is.
That's where they just kind of get out there and glide. They got parachutes on underneath it just in case they need it. But as the plane caught up with the skydivers, the left wing struck Gailey, decapitating his head.
Yeah.
Gailey's body landed in a field after his emergency parachute opened.
Mm-hmm.
Elaine has since been charged with manslaughter, and prosecuting attorneys claim his errors led to the decapitation. During the trial, Elaine argued he did not do anything wrong, adding that Gailey did not follow the expected course and should never have been on that course. The pilot later said that he thought Gailey was further south when he was in fact parallel to the plane.
Oh my, that's crazy.
You jump out of a plane, you're falling from the sky. The plane comes down, makes a quick dive, comes up parallel with you. You collide with the wing and your head gets chopped off.
Yeah, that's rough.
That's rough.
That's a bad day.
That's an end of your day.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but it is.
Hello, Chris. How are you?
Ouch. That sounds painful.
It does.
All of a sudden, missing a high school football game for various reasons doesn't sound so important anymore.
No, not at all. So anyway.
How are you guys doing? Did everybody go to the Jacksonville game last night?
No, I had to work.
My wife and Rob and Lee and I did.
I did not.
Yeah, I heard it was a good time.
Oh, it was good.
They rolled over the Bears.
They did. The birds ate the bears.
They pecked at them.
Yeah.
As Rob would say, her red birds.
Yeah, her red birds.
Her red
Now,
birds.
the thing that we heard about last night, and I heard about it again this morning, 5 key players with New Bern were disqualified prior to the game. I don't know exactly how long before the game, but they were disqualified and could not play. They were key players, so the interviewee said.
Yeah, the Bears are missing a couple of calls last night.
Yeah, they had some issues.
Especially they have one player. It's like they're all everything player, and he was out.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to say any names because like that, but he's their everything guy. Quarterback, he can play it all.
Yeah.
Returns kicks. He sells peanuts at halftime. He does everything.
Yeah. So what can disqualify a football player from being able to play?
They were gambling on their own games.
What?
No, I'm kidding.
I thought you were being serious. Like,
Did too for a second.
I got that. I had to cut that off quick. They were not gambling.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Craven County. There's a lot of speculation, but Craven County has this ongoing policy about absences. Apparently, it's something that the state dropped the number of absences, but Craven County kept it a little tighter than what other counties are, and that's pretty much the going thing. You got to go to class.
Okay. How about grades?
I don't think grades factored into it. I don't think they've had a report card yet, have they?
No, but they had progress reports, like interim reports last week.
Yeah, but I don't think interim reports do. I think it has to actually be the actual thing. That's what interim is for, is to correct the problem before.
That's true. Good point. Yeah. Yeah. Good point. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure it's not grades. I'm pretty sure it's the absences thing from what they've had there in the past, and with Craven County's rules, being a little different than other counties, a little stricter. everybody's pretty sure it's grades. I mean,
Okay.
not grades.
Average
That's
absences.
kind of what we figured.
Okay. Well, now I'm glad you straightened that out because I was thinking it was going to be grades.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Maybe
said
they're just
gambling.
skipping. Maybe they're just skipping class.
Yeah.
Man, you said gambling.
I
And I was
remember
like,
when my kids
scandal.
went, I remember hearing about kids that had, like A averages and stuff, but if you missed a certain number of classes, you were just not, eligible to do that stuff. And other counties, like I said, have dropped it since, or, it's not required by the state anymore. But some counties decided to keep it because they won't hold their kids' feet to the fire. So it's, up to the county.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. I'm glad you could clear that up. Sports Talk's coming up in about 20 minutes. You aware of that?
Yep. Got Jonathan Bird from White Oak. They're off this week. And also Robert Farley, who knows everything about every
Yeah,
sport possible.
he's a legend.
Yes.
You could have brought us some biscuits.
Well, they'll be right there. All you got to do is come visit.
Huh.
It's always come
Come
visit
on.
for your biscuits.
I'll save one for you.
Yeah. Better get there early, though.
Yeah, I know them boys.
I mean, we got Hollywood and we got Ashley there. You know what's going to happen then.
And Chris.
And, well,
Just
Chris
saying.
generally doesn't eat too much until he finishes talking too much.
Right,
you know,
right.
So he's kind of like me, I guess. I start eating something while I'm on the air, and then it's like, oh,
Oh, we just got a viewer that said New Bern has a huge scandal going on from changed grades.
Uh-oh.
Well, I don't know about that.
Haven't heard about
You
that one.
started it, Chris.
That's all I know about that.
Okay.
You started it.
Wow. Maybe. Okay.
All right. Hey, Chris, thank you, sir.
All right. We'll see you guys in a little bit.
See you shortly.
Bye.
Hi, Chris Rayner, Sports Talk, right here on.
I know we got to take a break,
Yeah.
but when we come back, I got some decent dumb
Our
crook
go-
news
that's
today.
what I'm counting on.
Yeah. And
Dumb
one of them
crook
involves
news.
some idiot from North Carolina. It's embarrassing.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. He's probably a transplant from Florida.
I don't know, but it's made national news because of what he did.
You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back with Dumb Crooks.
Hurricane season is here, and if you're not prepared, now's the time to visit Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Moorhead Plaza in Moorhead City. Whether for the contractor or do-it-yourselfer, Williams Hardware has the tools and accessories to help protect against high winds and water. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies. Williams Hardware, your helpful handy hardware store, also cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington Grill for Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Moorhead Plaza in Moorhead City. Williams Hardware is open Monday through Saturday from 7 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158, and be prepared this hurricane season.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra. You're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate. 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance.
Since 1997, locally owned and operated Jersey Mike's 301E Western Boulevard right here in Jacksonville has provided only the best hot and cold subs and healthy salads to our community and our military neighbors, and thanks all our customers for making Jersey Mike's a sub above. Jersey Mike's features hot and cold subs in different sizes, served Mike's way or your way, in addition to delicious, healthy salads. To place your order or for takeout, phone 910-353-8091. Once again, Sam Duran and the staff of Jersey Mike's, 301 E Western Boulevard, Jacksonville, thanks you for making them a sub above.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Hold together now. On the count of 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Melissa. Happy birthday to you.
Got you, girl.
It's Melissa Oakley's birthday today.
Happy birthday, girl.
That'll be the last
Happy
time we'll do
birthday.
that, but because I'm sure we're going to be banned somewhere now.
Yeah, we love
We will
Melissa.
be, but that's okay.
Okay, let's talk about the dumb of the dumbest. You've got some dumb, and got some half-wits, right?
This guy is from North Carolina, which is embarrassing
shame.
because this story spans North Carolina, Georgia, and Louisiana.
Well, let's just send him somewhere else.
Yeah. So, and from Brunswick County. Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right. So his name is Melvin MD, and I don't know if I'm saying his last name correct. He's 41. He was taken to custody about a week or two ago in Georgia after a traffic stop and a motorcycle crash. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So let's back up because he was supposed to already be dead. Yeah. So on August 7th of this year, Louisiana deputies received a call from his son saying that he had fallen overboard while kayaking in the Mississippi River.
I saw some of that. Yes.
He had been due in court in North Carolina on that same day, August 7th, that he supposedly drowned. He faced indecent liberties with a child and statutory rape of a child charges.
Yep.
So he immediately fled North Carolina. So Louisiana instantly determined they think that he faked his death.
Of course.
But they did not publicly put that out there.
Don't
They
wanna warn
said,
him.
because we didn't want to tip him off. And the sheriff of St. Charles Parish, Greg Champagne, said this. So they went along with this fake drowning because they're like, we know he's a bumbling boob and we're going to be able to find him. So anyway, local news reported the frantic search for the missing kayakers because the police said nothing about what they knew. And social media posts were, people like well wishers, prayers, etc. And his some of his own family members were like, this can't be happening. It was even his sister wrote that. So they don't think don't know what she knew, but assuming. So anyway, so he manages to somehow, oh my God. So this is where the idiot comes into play. This is not even dumb crook. I don't even know what is worse than being a dumb crook, but whatever it is, that's what this is. This moron was wearing an ankle monitor, Rafer, that he was required as a condition of his bail to have from Brunswick County. So on the day of his drowning, he was actually in Walmart buying prepaid cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
He stopped using the phones, and he was driving a motorcycle without a license plate in Georgia the weekend after, I guess. A trooper tried to pull him over. He crashed, fled on foot, and he gave a fake name when they caught up to him because he's kind of a big guy. Yeah.
3 charges.
So when they went to fingerprint him, fingerprints
Bing, bing,
turned
bing.
up, and that's when they found out he was a kayaker who, quote, died.
Mm-hmm.
So he is now in the process, or maybe by now already has been, returned to North Carolina.
He's back.
So the dumb crook comes into play is if you were going to be stupid enough to fake your death because you're trying to get out of a very heinous charge, take the ankle cut. You couldn't cut that thing off.
Just drown it.
Yeah, come on now.
That would fit into whatever this story was.
What?
Just put it in a tub of water.
And then go jump into the water where you, quote, drowned and then swim out, boat out, whatever. But why would you not cut the monitor off first?
Because you're a half
Like
wit.
I said, he's a moron. I mean, that's even worse than dumb. I don't know what worse than dumb is.
Half wit and dim wit.
So,
The Wit brothers.
and then we go. I love YouTube for Everybody Wants to Be Famous. This came out on the 1st of September. So back in August, a Las Vegas, no, that's the wrong one. This is in September. This is even more recently. I was reading you the other dumb one. A rapper that wanted to be famous, Rayford. Everybody wants to be famous.
Bless
Made
their
a
hearts.
music video. Okay. And on September 8th, this is when the story came out. So back in August, he made a music video. Rapped about details of a murder that only the killer would know. Somehow the police got wind of this. The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police got wind of this video. I who knows how? Maybe they're watching
If I
videos.
had done the crime, this is how I would have done it.
He
Idiots.
posted a series of music videos included details about a 2021 murder, and none of these details had been released. None of them. So he was picked up on August 29th because he's right. Park the car, double back on feet. The smartest way to slide, drove in, double lock your man. Make sure you get your bod. I mean, what kind of lyric? Whatever. That's part of his song is Fady Free. What his name is Kenjuan McDaniel. He's 25. So the guy was gunned down in his apartment, basically. The video depicted McDaniel and his cohorts' faces transforming into demonic skeletal visages. He also acted out the movements. This guy is a moron that police said were 100% consistent with evidence at the scene. And so the music video just validated the results of the investigation. That's what the police are saying. So he uploaded it to YouTube, and that's where a detective somehow found it. So basically, it includes the fact that he confessed to the murder in his lyrics. You have got to be dumb.
Yes.
So I love it. I just love that kind of dumb.
Oh, shoot.
I know we got to take a break because I got to talk about a guy in Nebraska. We don't talk about Nebraska much.
Yeah.
He called 911 on himself because he's an idiot.
Donald Purvis. He
when
did
I
do a
tell
butt
you,
dial.
I mean, he.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Live and local, real talk. Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back.
For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and paid top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville, open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday.
I had a question about my insurance the other day, so I called my new State Farm agent. And would you believe I talked to the same person who remembered my name? They said that was called service. And then they asked if my dog Max was over his cold. They called that service too. And then they helped me find ways to save on my home and auto coverage. I asked State Farm what they called that. They said service.
Call David Hall, State Farm, 910-455-0440, 1218 Country Club Road, Jacksonville.
It's summertime. No schedules, no stress, and no cooking. The Borough Low Country Kitchen has got you covered. Order a Carolina-style seafood boil to go. Sausage, potatoes, corn, with your choice of shrimp, crawfish, lobster, clams, mussels, crab legs, or a mixture. Seafood boils also make great party pleasers. Grab a quick lunch of Philly cheesesteaks, Italian sausage, fish tacos, and more. Dine in or take out. Curbside or dockside pickup. The Borough Low Country Kitchen. Corner of Front and Moore Streets in downtown Swansboro. BoroughLowCountryKitchen.com.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full-color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only copper protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand, forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, solid tech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home. It's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2022 in the flooring, covering, and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering. They're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering. Family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering. You stand on it, we stand behind it.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
All right, we're back here for the last few minutes, and for the last few minutes of Dumb Crook.
All right, so this guy in Nebraska called 911 on himself, but not, he didn't call it on purpose. Well, I mean, he did on purpose, but he did not call him on purpose. So he was a drunk driver.
Yeah.
But they didn't know he was drunk when he called. So he claims that it happened this past March, but it's not being reported on. So he called 911 and said someone driving a truck on the wrong side of Highway 77 ran him off the road.
Uh-huh.
And he was rattled. He gave very clear coordinates of where it happened, and they hunted him down. So just he starts, going. And the officer manages to pull him over, and he says, "You know why I stopped you?" He said, "Yes, because I was on the wrong side of the road," and he chalked it up to I missed my exit. Mm-hmm. Well, the cop could smell the alcohol on him.
Sure.
So he said, and he had a blood alcohol level twice the legal limit. So then when he got him in custody, the guy instantly confessed to calling 911 on himself, not because he was drunk, but because he, I don't know what his deal was. So he said, and the cop says, "What'd you call 911 car?" He says, "Well, because I thought somebody was on the wrong side of the, use a bad word, road, bro." And he goes, "But it turned out it was you." And he goes, "Yes," like a dumb, and he called himself a bad word again. I mean, so the cop's like, "Yeah, he just thinks he is." Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then the very last thing was a TikTok challenge of that happened in New York, and it involved kids. And these TikTok challenges are just so annoying. And they get kids in trouble. They can also get them killed, depending, on what they do. And so the kids were basically, what they were trying to do was, you remember the Kool-Aid Man commercials where the Kool-Aid Man like busts through like the walls or whatever? Well, apparently there's some of these kids got hold of the Kool-Aid commercial where the Kool-Aid Man busts through a fence. So in Long Island, they decided to do that instead of walls, using the fences. So they've all been arrested. They were running through people's yards, busting through and kicking down their fences. I mean, it's a property crime.
Yep.
And these kids were five minors and one adult between the ages of 12 and 18. Homeowner at like 3 a.m. heard this 1 a.m. at that time, and then it went to 3 to others. He said, it honestly sounded like a gun going off.
Oh my
so
gosh.
The guy, it woke him up, and he runs outside, and he hears, he ran in the road and jumped in a car. He actually, now this guy did something. he jumped in the car and stopped the car. I would never have that guy doing that, but the guy was so mad. He goes, "You're 12 years old, 3:00 in the morning." He's like, "Where are the parents? You're out there kicking down people's fences." And the police, as they determined, had gone and done noticed 4 or 5 other homes were hit, and they're still investigating. And this is how you get shot by homeowners. Now, granted, it's New York, so maybe they don't have guns, but down here, this is how you get shot. That's why I put this in the dumb quick category, because parents, keep your kids off TikTok and these stupid challenges, and explain to them this ain't the day and age where you can go in and go through people's yards. Those days are done. That's all I have.
Absolutely. And a lot of them will want to do it next month too for Halloween.
So stupid.
Dummies.
Yes.
Okay. We're going to leave this tropical, subtropical, or whatever they want to call it, potential cyclone. National Hurricane Service is saying pretty sure that by later today, it will be a tropical storm off our shore quite a ways, but it will be moving in our direction. We're going to get some bands. Some of them are already along the Outer Banks and the southern part of the Outer Banks. They're getting some rain bands up there now and some wind bands.
Yeah.
So that's going to be happening. We're going to get some rain and we get some wind. About 50 to 60 miles per hour in the center, near the center. We're not going to be in the center or near the center. We'll be somewhere distance from it. So that'll be good for us. We hope.
Yes.
They're been pretty consistent in their forecast of late when it gets this close. So there are watches and warnings all up and down the eastern seaboard, including up towards New York. They got to watch out up there too.
Well,
so
here locally, there's a school is being let out 3 hours early.
In Onslow County,
in Onslow
yes.
County.
In some
So
of the
just
other
so
counties
you know, the schools are on a 3 hour early release because of the storm.
Yes.
So
Posted that last night
if you
as soon
did
as we
not
heard.
know that, we
Yeah.
should have mentioned
Right.
earlier. I just thought about it. If in case for some reason
Well,
you don't
should have
know,
been
now
getting
you know.
Should have
Yeah.
been getting a phone
A
call.
lot of people got
Yes,
phone calls. Yeah.
They did.
So anyway, that's what's going on,
Mhm.
and we'll be. I'll post some stuff as need be. As probably tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah.
But by Saturday afternoon, things will start to calm down a little bit.
Mhm.
Sunday
Sunday will
looking-
be nice.
Sunday afternoon, 2-foot waves offshore.
Yeah, I like it.
That will be good.
I like it.
Then we'll start talking about that thing over there off Africa.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, but you got to do it.
Yeah.
If it's named, it's going to be Ophelia.
Yeah, for this storm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a cool
I think
name.
we
I
had
just like
Ophelia
that
back
name.
in 2005. I believe it was the last time we had Ophelia.
I just like
Sports news is coming up right after the Fox News break, and then about 10 o'clock or so, we'll have another dose of the Daily D's with Rick. And at 3 o'clock this afternoon, it's going to be one and only Chris Hollywood Man in the house. Have a great weekend, a great rest of your day. Stay safe. Don't do anything stupid. We don't want to read about you on Monday.
SME, Camp Lejeune, W246 CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. With 9 days left until a possible government shutdown, some House Republicans are sticking around the Capitol this weekend, getting spending bills ready for a vote Tuesday. South Carolina